Yes, I'm the chair, for demand. To continue our discussions we had last night on Deity Seva, and if you're on the right what's happening for the Deity Worship Training seminar was on fire today. Questions of offering, who goes first? So I'll talk about it in a moment. But what I appreciated yesterday from sharing the Rochester Blue and Worthy Monarch Blue, although they were pointing out how when we just see these odd things sometimes happen, that really the devotees, for the most part, are really sincere and trying to just express their joy in service to Krishna, and they just need some more education to not, put, strange things or things in strange ways. With Krishna, the idea is that we are there to serve, to make his form beautiful, to make him comfortable, to make him opulent, the balance between dirt, of course, Prabhupada's standard of really having the mood of awe and reverence, actually of mind, and to really be careful that at this level of our Krishna bhakti, we don't, we're careful how we serve and worship the deity. That was one thing. The other thing that really struck, and so I appreciated how even though we may do so many things wrong, you were very just in that mood of let's learn, let's keep improving, let's make things better. Even you were describing sometimes in my report when they would that dress, that Japanese dress when they put on, right? And you were saying that you talked to Janani Masaprabhu, and now Janani Masaprabhu is just like, the insurance. And your friend. But together we, there's little checks and balances. The Janani Masaprabhu in his humility didn't do it again because we realized, that was probably a bit catchy.
Some things he doesn't listen to.
So that's right. But again, the mood here is, and what is ultimately at the end of the day, most pleasing to Krishna, is how we help each other, how we treat each other, how we encourage each other despite our many shortcomings and lackings. But can I just jump into the deep end right now with this question that came up today and sharing about you? Give a little context. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it came up yesterday, and I think it was heard in different ways that when we're offering, and I'd like to get really practical, right? So we're on the altar with Deity in our church, and we have Prabhupada and Srila Bhakti now. Used to be photos, now we have their Murti forms. And then we have a picture of our room, if we're not Prabhupada's disciple. And we just told me that actually shouldn't be on the altar. That should be on the table. Okay, so that's one thing that's important. So what came up was that do we offer so then we offer to our guru, and we don't make it a complete offering to our guru, we offer with a few circles saying, please give me permission basically to offer. It's an offering saying, I am your servant. And the philosophical argument is that if you offer completely to your guru, how I was trained in the early days, then it's considered prasada. And then you cannot offer on. Yeah, so that we're going to have a discussion. This is really important. So then the other side of that is, so therefore we basically, offer it to our guru to get permission, and then it gets offered. So again, if you do that, and then you offer it, do you do a full offering then to Prabhupada and a full offering to Srila Bhakti, and then do you offer it to Nityananda, and then do you offer it to Chaitanya? I mean, what's the actual way to do it? And if we can really get down to dealing with our own beloved roles on our own altar, we can all get on the same page about how to best offer the offering up. Come, we just started. Please join us. Please sign in the registration sheet so I know you've been here. We'll pass it around over. The other questions that you have on the way, and the first question is, how to offer the art.
What to do?
What to do.
Okay.
Very good.
I'll read something from the upcoming Deity worship called Method of Worship. This is the rationale or the preamble. Broadly speaking, two dominant arting methods are commonly followed in Islam centers.
You can read slowly because your accent is strong, so the devotees can hear. Thanks.
My accent's strong, what about this?
Yeah, but it's somewhere other.
Broadly speaking, two dominant arting methods are commonly followed in Islam centers. Therefore, these two methods of arting will be explained in this section. The first method explains how arti was commonly offered in Islam prior to the publishing of the Bhagavad circa 1995. This method is commonly referred to as the ascending system of offering arti. The order following the system is basically left to right across the Gita image, going from Voitai's altar to Radha Krishna's altar to the last altar, which is quite common prior to 1995.
Now, you're reading from what?
This is a proposed preamble to the arti from the Islam's upcoming Deity worship book,
It's
which I'm in the process of writing. But I want to get because we had this discussion on email a few years ago with a number of senior Vaishnavas involved in devotees like Sridhar Maharaj, Govinda Maharaj, Bhanu Swami, quite a few senior Vaishnavas. And I was trying to get to the bottom of what is the arti, what should be in the Islam, because there are, if you go around, you see like the older temples, they tend to offer this left to right ascending system, whereas the newer temples tend to offer a descending system. But it's not always like that. You'll see different temples have changed their system over the years. But if you speak to devotees who were offering arti prior to 1995, you see that they tend to follow the
ascending system. Yeah, okay.
The second method further details the system of arti is explained in the prior version of Islam's DeityWorshipTraining. This system is often referred to as the descending system of offering arti. The item being offered is passed through the civic session to the main deity. It is first offered to the spiritual master who sees the length of the Pampara, then to the Srila Prabhupada sees the founder of Charya, the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, and then to Lord Chaitanya that sees the head of the Lord Vaishnava Sampradaya. The item is then offered to the main deity. After the item is offered to the main deity, is considered prasad, which is then distributed to all the other personalities on the altar. Either system's okay, as long as you understand what you're doing. I'll go down further.
Okay, can you just repeat that? So you're saying either the ascending process is okay or the
It
descending?
really doesn't matter.
Okay.
What are you doing at the moment?
I think it varies.
That's quite common.
I mean, mostly they've been trained in the descending system.
So Guru Prabhupada Chaitanya, then Radha Maharaj.
Right,
When I was a Hippichari, that wasn't the system.
right. And when I was trained coming up, it wasn't the system. But anyway, let's continue because then I want to really see it work it
Can
out.
I get some clarification? So, does anyone start directly with Krishna and go down?
That's wrong.
That's wrong, right?
Yes.
I've got some references here already. Behind each activity we do in devotional service, there must be a reason why we do the activity. If we have a proper understanding, then when we offer service to the Lord, we can carry out the activity with full knowledge of the purpose, process, and goal of the activity. Two essential underlying principles are applicable when offering items. One, we do not offer anything to the Lord that has been enjoyed by somebody else. Now, notice we would use the word enjoyed, not offered. It's enjoyed by somebody else. We do not approach Krishna directly, but through his representative, particularly the spiritual master and the members of the Guru Parama. The basis of the first principle is given by the following instructions to the Prabhupada. Now I'm just going to go to another document here. This is a letter I got a few Giriraj Maharaj in May 2005. So, actually, what I'll do is I'll read the letter of the Prabhupada. So this is what I'm Prabhupada. So far your question regarding deity worship, during Aarti, everything should be offered first to the Guru. So the Prabhupada says offer. And this is very clear. Then I wrote to Maharaj and asked him, do you by any chance remember what question you asked for the Prabhupada? He writes back, here is the excerpt from the letter that I wrote, which is really convenient to get the letter. The deity consciousness is still not what it should be, except in a few devotees who have shown a sincere service attitude for the deities. We are eagerly awaiting the completion of the new home. And meanwhile, we are trying to instill more awareness of the deities, meaning Radha and Krishna, the object of all our service and love, themselves. One question is in offering arti, should we offer the articles first to your divine grace or first to the lordships? Also, except the weekend evenings, the devotee participation in the evening program is pretty low. So you see here, he's asking a very direct question. Should we offer first to you, Srila Prabhupada, or should we offer to the deities first? And then Prabhupada writes back, so by your question about deity worship, during Aarti, everything should be first offered to the Guru. So that's the first one we're going. Then there's another when a thing is offered to the spiritual master, he immediately offers the Guru. And because he is a servant, the natural tendency of the servant is to offer straight away to his master, which is, Prabhupada can't get the whole process, but he's going to give you a shortcut. But basically, you offer the Guru, he'll offer to his Guru, who offer to his Guru, who offer to his Guru, etc., etc., etc. It gets to Lord Chaitanya offers it to Radharani, Radharani to Krishna. And we know that if it goes through that process, Radharani offers to Krishna, what will Krishna say? Yes or no? Exactly. So by going through the Parampara, we know that our service will be accepted. If we go to Krishna directly, maybe he will, maybe he won't. It's going to depend upon your bhakti. And so by going through the Parampara, we know that the thing will be accepted. I'll read this one as follows. When a thing is offered to the spiritual master, he offers it immediately to the Lord. That is the system, and it's become by the Parampara system. It is our duty, not a proper system, duty to go through the right channel. Namely, first the spiritual master, then Lord Chaitanya, then Krishna. So when we chant prayers, we do this. Vandeham Sri Guru, Sri Guru Padam, Sri Guru Vaishnava chants. So the whole Guru Parampara, up to 6 months, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya. And gradually the Swamis, then Lord Chaitanya, then Krishna. That is the praying system. But offering the Prasada to present everything before the spiritual master is also an altar. Means that the spiritual master will take care of offering with the Prasada. Therefore, simply by chanting the prayer to the spiritual master, everything will be complete. The process is that whatever we offer the deity, that is offered to Guru. And Guru offers to his Guru. In this way to Krishna. In this way goes to Krishna. We don't directly offer Krishna. No, we have no right. And that's also very important, we don't have the right. Neither he accepts it that way. The pictures of the acharyas, why are they there? One has to offer the plate to his Guru. He'll offer his Guru, he offers his Guru, his Guru. In this way, it will go to Krishna. That is the process. You cannot directly approach Krishna or other supporters to Krishna. That is not possible. And there's another reference I have. These are from those. I don't have the reference that I can find after these. There's another reference I had.
So just to clarify, I think everybody understands we're not. It's just this difference between the ascending and the descending, and with and then just this idea of, because Prabhupada said the spiritual master should be on the altar, and I guess that's referring to him as the kind of charity. You just said our gurus shouldn't be literally on the altar. Right, on the artichoke on the table. So then my question, I think the question in people's mind is this idea of Are you offering it to your guru as like, you go to lunch and you start offering the incense? Do you do the whole thing?
Whatever, it doesn't really matter.
Or you do this, just three, because you're not really offering it.
The thing is, the consciousness, it's like, I take this to my guru, and I offer to him. And what does he do? He offers to his guru.
Yes.
He offers to his guru. The main thing is the consciousness. Circles are irrelevant.
Yes, yeah.
Turns down a little bit of speed.
There's feedback.
Turns down just a little bit of the feedback.
I know the numbers are irrelevant, really, but there's a certain, so again, if we can just get practical, we're on the altar, we have our picture of our guru, we offer it, however many circles first. Then do we offer it to Prabhupada?
Yes.
Then do we offer it to the Bhakti Siddhanta, who's on our altar?
You can.
Doesn't need to be.
No, it really depends. It's like you do artis with 3 devotees, or just always with one.
Sometimes three.
So it's probably good to work a system out that works in both situations.
Okay.
Because see, one of the challenges I find, and I've had this conversation with Janani Hospital many times, and we both agree that this system doesn't work in a multi-altar setup, the descending system. Because what happens is like, you go Guru, Prabhupada, Chaitanya, then Krishna. If you're doing that with 3 pujaris, it's fine, because then the prasad goes to Radharani and associates. But in this system, in this altar here, it's 1 pujari. You go Guru, Prabhupada, Chaitanya, Krishna, then what?
Sitaram.
What about Radharani?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about Nityananda? What about Radharani? It becomes very confusing. And that's why, like generally speaking, left to right across the altar is much easier at the end of prasad.
Right, so Guru, Prabhupada, then Nityananda or Chaitanya? Would you do
Yeah, what I would do is just go left to right across the altar.
left, right, across the altar?
So go Guru, Prabhupada, Bhakti-Siddhanta, if you like, Nityananda, Chaitanya. Then next altar, Radha Krishna. Then next altar, Sita.
Five, what's going to be for Krishna?
Well, yeah, because you're offering product going up on each altar. But it doesn't matter.
But something, everybody's kind of looking for something.
Yeah.
Sure. And then everything's Sita Ram,
Yeah, something. I mean, it just depends on the deities, etc. But the idea is, just like, I'll give you an example, I have another reference here. When Prabhupada was in San Francisco, and they saw the Jagannath deities. And this is in the Leland Recon. And then Malki explained this to me, that Prabhupada, she had her organized a large tray, and she filled it up with candles, and lots of candles on it. And then Prabhupada, he went before the altar and just offered in big circles to all the deities. Right? And then when he got tired, he passed it to Hayagriva, and he said, do the same thing when it's tired. And when you get tired, you pass to the next person, and pass to the next person, the next person, the next person. Everyone in the altar, everyone in the temple offered that same tray of candles to the deities.
Right.
And then Prabhupada showed them, now he showed them how to honor the prasad at the end. So a lot of it's about the consciousness that you're doing something with. Because you're offering to the Guru, then it automatically is prasad. No, because we understand he's passing it through the Guru Parampara. So, and we're representing that by going Guru Prabhupada, however the system is, we're representing it passing through the Guru Parampara. But then at the end also, I mean, depending on the system you follow, one system after it's offered to the main deity becomes prasad, the other system after it's been offered to everyone becomes prasad, which seems to be the system that Prabhupada indicated. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya chapter 24, text 334, Prabhupada explains the 64 items of worship. Number 5, he says that there's an asana, a seat before the altar. This is for the spiritual master. Most people think it's for Krishna. Prabhupada said no, it's for the spiritual master. And he said the disciple brings everything to the spiritual master offers to Krishna. Prabhupada really put this emphasis of the Guru into the worship system. So we understand we can't approach Krishna directly. We go through the Guru Parampara. Go through the guru program, we're plugged in. And it's just like, we've got these power sockets here. If you try and take that device and plug it into the power house, it's not going to work. This is different voltage, a different system, different plugs, everything. So, it goes through the whole distribution system, and it comes out here and it works. For us, the same thing. It's a distribution system for Christian University. So as long as we connect the group, we connect with the front ground.
Yeah, I'm going to put another question to this topic, but just to clarify, so you're saying always guru first, and whether you're doing the new consciousness, the consciousness is whether you do the full, offer, or you just three, like somebody said, you just kind of gesture. The idea is you're offering it to guru first, and then guru offers up, and it's guru, and then Shiva Baba, and then she's in the, left or right across the altar. Yeah, okay, any other questions, please? Because this is important to clarify.
Yeah, when we give these classes on Deity worship, the two things we get the most question on, Akti and Bhava.
Arti and Boga offering, yeah, okay.
Thank you. So this is very helpful. The consciousness is most important, 100%. But we have so many pujaris, so it helps to have some structure. If there's no structure, someone's going this way, someone's going that way. You see some devotees going on the puja in 3 circles, some are doing 4 circles. It's just there needs to be some structure. If it's 1 or 2 pujaris, they can work together. Yeah. Whole team of pujaris.
Then even when you have structure, you'll find that one person doesn't. It's just the nature. It's just natural nature.
What we have up in perhaps you might have like a policy. So every pujari, everyone is coming into your pujari, they want to find out your system of offering. So then they look at the book. Okay, it's like this. Like we have that. Every pujari comes in, no matter what temple they're going to be coming from, they should follow our system.
In this temple.
Yeah, in our particular temple. So that makes it clear. So whatever pujaris, they're offering the same method in the same way. It works. If it's written down, they know they have to come in and use this particular system.
Right. Okay. So that's the new person who comes in, right? They got ground initiation, they want to do daily worship. They need very precise directions on how to do it. Right? So how can we deal with that?
There's two things I can, as Mary was speaking, I was thinking of. There's a quote in the 4854 where Prabhupada, that verse on the wall by Bhagavate Vasudevaya, where Narayana is instructing Guru Maharaj in deity worship. And Prabhupada explained that Narayana is instructing Guru Maharaj that the deity is worshipped according to time, place, available convenience, and inconveniences. And then Prabhupada elaborates on that in the purport. And he mentions that it's not that the deity worship be the same everywhere. Just another really interesting story on this is when Jamuna was looking after the deities in London, Shilavati came over there, and she was telling Jamuna, well, we do like this in Los Angeles. So what was happening in Los Angeles, they did the bow offering first, and then that was followed by the Akti. But in London, it was the other way around. It was the Akti first, followed by the bow offering. And so Shilavati told Jamuna that that's wrong, you shouldn't do it like this. So Jamuna wouldn't change anything without changing the Prabhupada. And she asked Prabhupada, which Shilavati said, so this is rather unusual, you can do it like that.
He said what?
This is rather unusual, you can do it like that.
Interesting, yeah.
You just,
Okay,
So it changed over the years and now we do it.
now you do it the way, but
But I have another
Okay.
point I want to make, is that just directly referencing your point, one thing I do feel would be very helpful to introduce here, and I talk about this everywhere, is you need an induction system.
Need what?
An induction system, onboarding system, where you're on board. There's not that as soon as you get around, you're on the onboarding. You need to go through a system. What they have in London is a really good system. In that, like, someone who's being groomed to be a vagina, before they get around the picture, they're trained in backup service, making garlands or cleaning the vagina. They start to learn. And so what happens is the authorities in the deity part are leaving the person. And then after some time, of evaluation. They might be assisting in the kitchen, cutting up vegetables, washing pots, cleaning the kitchen. And then after some time of doing that, they might then be doing what's the next step they're doing? You explain, well, you know the system really well.
Yeah, well, first of all, there's induction courses, like 3-day, either online or in person training, where we go through the basic aspects of what it means to be in a Vajra department, some basic aspects of cleanliness and punctuality, what it means to be on the schedule, and we run that according to need. So when persons come forward and want to do service in the Vajra department, they know the first step is to go through this 2-day, whatever is convenient. Then after that, they get on-site training, where they go into the Vajra department with another Vajra, and they study, they get shown things. But then we have what Shiva Raj was speaking about, the pathway of service. So no one can, I've got Brahmin. Can I address to other Christian? No. Address to other Christian, practically speaking, is they're looking at 6, 7 years, 8 years of really steady service in the Vajra department. Then, if they're inclined, then so first they come in and do backup services, then they learn the cleaning, they learn the Vajra department, to move around the Vajra. They learn about the whole separation from the Vajra, and then they may sit cooks, or they do transfers, sit cooks, then they might do a small art. Now some people which is quite happy cooking, they don't have a particular desire or want to do something. So if they do, then they might do a small art, like a beam art. And they get trained with that, obviously. Then they might do a full art. Then the first thing they might dress will be Gauri tie. Then it's Giri Gold and Shiva. Then it's Jagannath. They start dressing at night. They start learning how to undress or the way things go in the Vajra. Someone puts things in the wrong place. But the Vajra is coming in the next day, looking at this, looking at that. It's because someone doesn't know where things go. So they get.
We don't have that. Doesn't exist.
So at night they get trained in night dressing. And then gradually, then they get trained for the entire dressing. And they get quite, the training is they have to watch 2 or 3 times, you might do more. Then they do with the devotees sit next to them. And the devotee watches them. Only when both are very confident they can do it, then they will be. So it takes some time. So that's the basic part, right?
So would they have some kind of specifics of how they train individuals? Because here's the challenge. Like I was trained 20 years ago, and I come in someday and they say, oh, now we're just doing this way instead of that. So what do we do? Do I do this way or the way I'm explaining?
Well, that's what you're trying to establish.
So-
The first thing you need to the first thing you need to do is have a prayoga party in the gym.
But it tells you how
How
we
is
should
it?
follow.
That's the first thing you do. But just another point I can add to what Melody Monaco was just saying. In Radha Ramana, the point of one of the young devotees becoming a Brahmin and first being on the altar, the time they touch the deity is usually about 17 years before the touch. Not doing any, like dressing, before they touch it's 17 years. Bhakti-Ramana has a similar kind of system as they do in London, where it takes some time. Because the thing is, like, especially when you have marble deities are incredibly brittle and they break very easily. There's many deities in Islam that have been broken, and a lot of times it's due to carelessness.
Also, for those who may be coming up to dress Radha Krishna, and then head Pujari with the song, all the other leaders in the temple. What do you think of so-and-so dressing Radha Krishna? Everyone's in agreement, they get kind of feedback. Mentors.
Okay. But we do have some things in place, and you started out saying, an example is you, a person has to start in the kitchen first, and the kitchen first, for at least 6 months.
Because everyone wants to go straight.
Everybody wants straight on the altar.
Of course they have-
But we definitely tightened up a lot of that, of course, obviously, because, we don't have a lot of devotees living in the temple. And so we're dependent
Yeah,
on,
well,
a lot of devotees living in the temple, so we're dependent on, so waiting 5 or 6 years might be a challenge. But I don't want to get distracted on that, because I have a point that we need to have an onboarding system and follow it. But I just, because there was so much chatter on WhatsApp today about this ascending, descending process, and you're leaving tomorrow, and then it will be, so that's not even Marco's point. And basically, you said, either way is fine, or you're saying, I, temple president, should say, this is the way we
But
do
I mean, I would suggest you on your own, I would discuss with your senior people here and come to a
Okay.
conclusion. But if you analyze the so-called philosophy behind each system, the system of going from Guru, Prabhupada, Chaitanya to Krishna doesn't make philosophical sense on a three-altar temple, because you're just popping all over the place.
Yes.
You know, this Vishnu Tattva, and then you're going to offer Vishnu Tattva remnants to Vishnu Tattva. How's that? According to the scriptures, they're not scriptures we necessarily follow, but if you offer prasad back to the Lord, you take birth as leper for 10,000. So it's kind of like, it's fine when you have, when you just have Radha Krishna, you can have Lord Chaitanya, because Lord Chaitanya takes the bit of servant. But you can easily go from Guru to Prabhupada to Chaitanya, then to Radha Mahan, distribute prasad down all the personalities on the altar. It's fine, it works well. Same with Goy Thai's altar, same with Sita and Rosh and when you have one Vijay, it just doesn't work. That's why I generally recommend left to right across the altar when you finish the prasad.
So then, on the occasions when we have 3 pujaris, then each one of their altar, they have a picture of their guru, and then they offer their guru, and a picture of Prabhupada, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada, and then they offer to deities. Are you all getting?
And then I think
And then if you're not having 3, if you're only one pujari, you can go left to right.
That's what I would recommend.
And Nityananda, Guru Prabhupada, Nityananda Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radha Krishna, then Sita Ram,
Lakshman, Sita, that's okay.
Lakshman, Sita, Ram, and then Hanuman.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
That
fine.
works.
Okay.
And then because the way the altar is set, there's a tray. So the picture goes on the tray that's sitting on the altar.
Yeah, the Guru's picture will go on the tray,
On the
Right, not on the altar.
not on the altar.
Okay. So Guru, Prabhupada and Mahaprabhu can go on, the picture can go on the altar.
Yeah, the Guru's picture. I mean, you'll see like in Brigada, for instance, on every altar there's a picture of Prabhupada.
Okay. So, yeah, well, we have it on, but we have Prabhupada as a person.
Well, you don't need a picture.
Lord Chaitanya on
You
the-
don't need a picture of Lord Chaitanya's altar.
Everybody happy? Understanding? And then when you're beginning that arti and you're offering it to your guru, this confusion today on the WhatsApp thing about how many, what constitutes a kind of an offering, and a permission offering. Am I saying that? Because the concern was that, well, we would offer it to our guru now for supper, but that's misunderstanding.
But we're not asking permission.
Okay,
It's just like, I'll take something to Vali Mahaprabhu, and he'll pass it to Sri Ram Maharaj, and Sri Ram Maharaj will pass it to Prabhupada. We're still offering it to them.
okay.
You know?
So it's not an asking of permission.
Not asking
It's
permission.
an offering.
I mean, all these references I've read, Prabhupada uses the term offering. He never says ask permission.
Okay, as my understanding, you said that you have something you are going to propose loving song. So just as like I have a cup of water,
So,
I have a cup of water,
yeah,
just a glass of water,
yeah.
I give to your hand.
Yeah.
It's just give to your hand. I didn't do this. It's just give to your hand. You hold it. You didn't circle to the other person. You just simply.
Yeah, but it's like when you offer a plate of love, you don't offer it.
That's what I'm saying. So now over here, when you are going to the Krishna,
You're mixing two things. You're mixing two things trying to understand. Offering a cup of water and offering a stick of incense are different things.
okay, come back to that. Offering the incense, offering the lamp. When you're taking a incense and you say, well, we do the descendants, it's like I'm offering to my guru will give it to his guru will give it to his guru, that's why when you got Nityananda, Mahaprabhu, then Radharani, Krishna, that's how it's go. But if I just said 3 times, you have said, so certainly this is my meditation that I'm actually not offering, I'm offering arti to my guru. Because one time, if I'm not wrong, in 1997, he's in resource. He's a Shiva Swami in my he was clarifying. So, when you are serving means it is Krishna. And now, you can, how you can get it.
But it comes to sight by consciousness. By your idea of offering is for you to enjoy. It's the consciousness. Circles don't matter. So by offering in circles, it doesn't make a prasad.
So, circling to Radha Krishna doesn't matter.
But
You've got to do something.
you got to do something. You got to do something. We see what we do.
We offer it. Yeah, well, firstly, what we do in the that first we go to Prabhupada, that offering takes the shape of 3 souls. And then we offer, we have a descending. Then we go to Radha, Krishna, Jagannath. Then we come back down to Prabhupada. Phase Gita.
Oh, so now we're getting somewhere.
That's an offering. We offer it to Prabhupada, then we go to descending, then we go to second Gita, 2, 4, 3, 7. 4, 2,
Whatever.
then we go to Radha, then we go to Krishna, to Radha, then we come back down. We offered it to him first.
But just say,
Okay, so
That offering just manifests for us as 3 souls.
Okay. So basically, the Maharaj are saying the same thing, right? You offer 3 times to you.
Yeah,
But if you're doing the descending process,
we're doing the
He's saying
same.
different. He is saying different. He's saying different. If you serve, when I would have wanted artists, and was always full arti to show Prabhupada, full arti to Bhaktisiddhanta, full arti to Nityananda, Chaitanya,
For what?
like we did all the 3 circles, the 2 circles.
yeah. That's what I learned.
And that's what we're talking.
okay.
And that's what was happening here when I was the head of charity.
Right. That's what you're understanding is,
Totally different.
that's what you're understanding is what Prabhupada said, offer to the guru first.
Yeah.
Right.
I read all those quotes and he's saying the same thing.
Okay, so it says once, and now we have, where do you want to go? Saying the other side.
Yeah, like you've got 2 methods there. You're supporting one at the moment.
Like part of my was that they offer just 3 circles to Prabhupada,
Just so if I can
and
respond
then
to
go
that.
straight up.
The Merlin was saying it quite the 2 minutes here, but if you read the whole document, you see one method explains what I just said before, how the descending system doesn't work on a multi-altar.
And you don't have any as a multi-altar.
That's what they have. So for me, that system of Adi just doesn't work. Because you offer to Krishna, then you offer to Radha. Radha's saying the reverence, then you offer to Jagannath, who's Krishna. How does that mystically become vulgar if you say you offer to Krishna?
But even with single order, I think his question is, if you do the rounds, that's an
But it
option.
doesn't matter. The circles are irrelevant. You have to do something. The circle, just by offering it to the Guru, if you follow the advice of the Prabhupada, we can understand the Prabhupada saying, offer the Guru, and he's supposed to offer to his Guru, but this is the system of the Parampara. You offer to the Parampara, it goes to the Parampara to Krishna. So the circles are indicating that you're offering to him it's going to the Parampara. That's what the circles are for. They're indicating how it's going to the Parampara.
So when
You
we
need
do
to understand what's happening.
So when we do Guru Puja in the morning, the procedure as offered to Prabhupada should be same what we offer to Prabhupada, the order should be different.
Just Prabhupada and the temple.
Huh?
You're saying Guru Puja.
Yes, Guru Puja, whatever procedure we do, should the same procedure be used on the order should be different.
You can do whatever, whatever the temple decides that it should be done here, but I'm just trying to explain what is the understanding behind the different systems. There's two systems dominant in Islam. One system is you offer to Guru, offer to Prabhupada, offer to Nishad, offer to Chaitanya, and it goes left to right across the altar. When it's finished, it's prasadam. Right, that's one system. The other system is you offer to Guru, you offer to Prabhupada, you offer to Chaitanya, then you offer it to the main deity. And then it comes down. But when you have a multi-altar temple, it doesn't work because you're offering prasada of Vishnu Tattva to Vishnu Tattva, which is Aparada.
Okay, and so the other very important point I think what you're saying is this idea of, it becomes the idea of just enjoy as opposed to you're offering it because he's going to offer it. You're not offering it to the Guru so that he enjoys it and so therefore it can't be offered.
Exactly.
You're offering it to the Guru and then he's offering it on the way up, until it becomes, when it's complete, then it's prasadam. It's not that it becomes prasadam right away when you just offer it to the Guru.
Exactly. That's the
So
principle.
we have to, so that's the whole idea of parampara. Okay.
He's not settled. No, not.
I don't, it's not, it's becoming clear to me, but, Mara, wait,
Thank you for both of you for explaining so patiently.
There's too many conversations. Mataji, please. I can't understand when there's too many conversations. I'm sorry. Mata, Hare Krishna.
That's what I
Hare, please. I can't understand what you're saying.
So thank you for patiently explaining this.
I've explained it a lot of times.
Yeah. You have said like offering to first to Guru, so we were trained like that. And along with that, we were also told that we are doing this service on behalf of. So when is that statement true?
Yes, sir. Yes, but no.
Just add one more point to that. The reason I'm asking that is, so now we are saying, oh, I'm doing this service on behalf of my. Then I'm just saying, oh, okay, I'm passing on the ball to my Guru and say, okay, please pass it on. So it doesn't form clarity for me. So can you please explain that?
So, really what's happening is, just like we see Krishna Chakravarti describes the spiritual master he worships the deity, he engages his disciples in worshiping the deity. They dress the deity, etc. So the point is, the Guru engages you in deity worship. He's also doing deity worship. But, it's like sometimes devotees have this concept that, the Guru's doing the worship. Well, but what are you doing? You're standing there, you ring the bell, you wake incense, what are you doing? You're doing the worship under his instruction. He's given you the blessing in the form of Pancharatmika Diksha, gives you the system of worship, gives you the deities to worship. That's all coming by mercy of the Guru. You're getting those things. Yeah, and then so the idea when we're doing the Arti system is where, this is the way I understood from these quotes of Prabhupada, is we're replicating the passing the item through, or we're indicating this item, so to reinforce our consciousness that I'm not offering this item to the Guru for him to enjoy. He's offering to his Guru, he's offering his Guru, so it's going, there's three different quotes over there, so it's just saying how it's going through the Guru Parampara. And every time Prabhupada talks about bulk offering, he talks about Arti, he goes into some explanation, he explains the same system, how it goes through the Guru Parampara. So we cannot approach, he said that one way, we cannot approach Krishna directly, we have to go through the Guru Parampara.
So we're simultaneously intubated Tattva, we're simultaneously listening to Guru, but we're also doing it and being conscious.
But also by the act of presenting that item to the Guru, we're recognizing his position. And then we're recognizing the Prabhupada as the founder of Charya. and we're recognizing Lord Chaitanya as the head of the Sampradaya by going through that process.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good.
So in one sense, it's if I just finalize on that one, it's worship in the sense because we're recognizing them, we're worshiping their position, we're not giving them that item to enjoy. That's not the concept, because they're not enjoying. They're offering, they're serving the Lord. That's their position, is to serve the Lord. And Maharamji.
So, my question is, why you are wasting our time do we do 3 circle or we do 1 circle or not? If Guru is not enjoying your offering, so if you just hold it, there is no problem. Why you are wasting our time? So, is that Prabhu, if you do doing 3 or if you just hold it, what is the difference?
But the thing is, like, if you do that differently, then you're doing something different. You understand? Because you're doing a different action, then you're actually doing something different. Prabhupada says, offer to Guru, offer to, it uses the prayer Bande, Sri Guru, to say, offer to Guru, offer to the Goswamis, offer to Lord Chaitanya, offer to Radha, Krishna, same offer. That's the point. Prabhupada was not a midget when it came to understand the English language. I think he understood the English language better than native English speakers. You look at his purports, the words he used in his purports, it's very clear he had a very sound grasp of the English language. So the fact that he's using a word like offer, and that was directly what Giriraj Maharaj asked, should I offer to you or should I offer to Krishna? He said, offer to Guru. So when we do the arati, the system is we go like that. That's how we offer in arati. When we do a bowl offering, the system of offering is we place like that. It's just like when you do Sosa Puja, you offer Pushpanjali. Sometimes devotees they offer Pushpanjali in circles. No, you offer Pushpanjali like that. Different things that you're doing in Deity worship have different ways of offering them. Just like, when we're bathing the Deity, we don't do circles with the conch, just pour over his head. But when you're offering arati, when you're offering incense, you're offering lamb, you're offering flowers, you offer them in circles. There's a chopper, we don't offer the chopper in circles, we wave it up and down. I mean, I've seen some senior Vaishnavas doing that, that just sort of strange. But I've only seen that post 1996. I never saw it before 1996.
So, Prabhu, that's very important point you made. That is, so the point you made here is that it's an offering.
Yeah.
The procedure could be different, but we're just not taking permission or showing or any of that. We're actually offering the Guru.
Yeah.
Just like you're offering to Krishna.
But with the understanding that he's going to offer his Guru, he's not going to enjoy it.
Yeah. So, I think we don't have a segment on that. It's just the question of whether we're offering to Guru or whether we're taking his permission and then offering to Krishna.
See, you got permission from the Guru when you took Pancharakshara Diksha. That was the permission to worship the Deity. When we started the worship, we do what was called Guru Bhakti Namaskaram. My dear spiritual master, please engage in the blissful service of Radha Krishna, who in the blissful land of Raj. In London, before they go on the temple, they chant this prayer, Sri Guru Bhakti. They're asking the Guru to engage in service.
Yeah, we do that here too.
Yeah.
Before we go on the altar, we take permission. So that covers it.
That covers it.
Okay, then we do the offering.
But you were telling a story the other day also about, it's like, how when we do bog offering, for instance, we go through this formal procedure. We put the plate down, we dribble the water, and then we'll wish it over, and all that sort of stuff, plant in march. So what was that story telling them? Prabhupada just touched the plate to the altar and started trimming for something?
Yeah, the first offering to Radha Literature during the installation, there was many press there was a chapel, there was 4. So the first offering came, and it touched the altar, and Prabhupada just went to the altar, started to distribute. Didn't bring it on, didn't wait 10 minutes, didn't wait 15 minutes. People were leaving, and to get my whole shot and touched it, and just
Don't try to say no.
But the point is that it's the same principle. He offered it.
Yes.
One time Prabhupada was coming on a train in India, and he asked the ladies to go buy some food from the platform. I think it was kachori or something like that. And then they got the choice, they walk back in the roads, they put a clock down, they start to set pictures, stuff like this on the city train. I said, what are you doing? It's all making up a promise. No, just remember where it came from. And so the idea is to understand the principle and apply the principle according to time, place, and circumstances. So in this situation, you go, okay, you have 3 altars. How do we apply the principle of the offering of the arti in this situation? And it's going to be different in every temple. The problem is that the devotees just want one way of doing it. But it doesn't work like that. Deity worship is going to be different. The problem is in that purport. According to time and place, available convenience and peace. It's going to be different in every temple.
So what should they do if they've got 1 pujari? What should they do if they've got 3?
Right, I think we figured
Well, I
that.
think that we already discussed it.
Pujari, yeah.
Left to right.
And then 3 pujaris can have their own set
Yeah.
of photos on each altar. And then,
On the arti.
whether you, no matter how many sticks you're offering, you're really offering. It's not like it becomes, it's not like the guru is going to enjoy it and therefore be presiding with the offering.
Yeah, just understand what's going on.
And this is Prabhupada's standard.
Yeah.
And that's the same whether you're doing ascending or descending, because it all starts with the guru. That's the point,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay. I just want to recap.
Just want to know, when you say about the 3 pujaris and the 3 oracles, you said we will put the set of the pictures. So are we going to have the complete set of the pictures on each altar? Like,
We already have on most of the altars.
we only have Guru and,
The only,
Both altars we have Prabhupada.
yeah, the only picture of Prabhupada on seeking
But then we
altar.
do-
So you don't need one for seasonal altars. You
yes,
can bring in with you.
and the Bodhisattva.
And we just need a Mahaprabhu or a Purnitai photo.
Just go to the master.
Mahaprabhu.
Just go.
So we can
Okay.
we'll get it.
Right. No,
Within 1 year, by the time we come back, we'll figure this out.
I don't. I'm just saying, I'm not on you for about 40 years. She was here when I was head of the
Yes, before me.
Yeah, she was here
Before
before.
all of us. Okay, I just
But I learned so many things from you when you were here. We used to sew together, buy the fabric
I have
together.
one more additional clarification
Okay, and then I need to switch over to question about each.
on the same topic, additional one.
Yeah,
So, when I was getting trained, I was told that I don't have any qualification to do the RT. It's only a spiritual master. And if we do any offenses, if we are doing it, like, if you are going through the spiritual master, then the spiritual master will protect you by not doing any offenses. But like, the way when you said, like, you offer it to spiritual master, and like, you go and do as a representative spiritual master, then like, if there are any offenses while doing the service, how that should be.
but the Guru takes the item and purifies it. Because the idea of it is like, as I was saying before, when the item goes through the Guru Parampara, these are devotees, not just ordinary devotees, they've given their life to canvass on Krishna's behalf. Therefore, Kintu Prabhuya Priya Dasya, they're very dear to Krishna. So by offering through the Guru Parampara, then the item gets accepted by going through them. And ultimately it goes up to Lord Chaitanya. Because the whole Guru Parampara is directly connected to Lord Chaitanya. It goes to Lord Chaitanya, then he offers to Radharani. You can be guaranteed your offerings can be purified by going through that channel. And then the other thing you're saying, you're not qualified, you actually are qualified. By the fact that you're chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna every day, by the fact that following 4 principles, and by the fact that you have Pancha. If one of those things is missing, you're not qualified. But the fact that you have those 3 things makes you qualified. That's the system. It doesn't mean that you're a pure devotee. It doesn't necessarily mean you're a Brahmana. But you're qualified because you're following the system that's been given by the Guru. So by the mercy of the Guru Parampara, we're qualified to worship. And by the mercy of Krishna.
Thank you.
Shivani had a couple questions for the kitchen. I can answer them if you want. One of the questions was about having a photo of Prabhupada in the deity kitchen. Is your question, is that
Yes,
proper?
yes, yes.
I just wanted to know whether there should be a picture of Prabhupada in the Deity kitchen.
As long as you keep it clean.
A picture, you mean?
Yeah. Lots of temples have that, you know, the photo of Prabhupada cooking new dollar, you know, on the stove, like, so a lot of temples have that photo in the kitchen. There's no problem with that, but I'm not in favour of having deities in the kitchen making offerings. Better things are offered on the main altar.
But, so it's not, you don't have to have problems there. It's
It doesn't
not.
have to, it's not wrong. There's no rule either way. But just whatever you do, keep it clean.
The next question, very simple, but yesterday I heard you telling, I heard it through Zoom, that you said that it should be no wastage in the kitchen. But what happens is sometimes some vegetables might something fall off our hands or fall off the chopping tray, and I generally pick them up and throw them. Should I try and wash it and use it?
My understanding is there's a letter, I think, something called.
It touches the feet.
Huh?
It was touches the feet.
Just wash it. I mean, if your feet are touching the floor, what's the difference?
Oh, I read the prophet said only in
Yeah,
a
that's what we've done as
shop.
well.
I haven't seen that reference. I mean, if you can help me with that reference, I'd be happy. But, you know, you have read the reference where he says if it falls on the floor, you wash it. Of course, if a samosa falls on the floor, Prabhupada also mentioned this, you put it aside, and after the offering is done, then you put it with the offered items. And Prabhupada did say that, but I haven't read so far about touching the feet. It's not to say it doesn't exist, I just haven't read it.
And then he said, but he just said, even if the samosa falls, don't put it on the offering to the altar.
No, but if it's just a vegetable, something can be washed,
Can be
then wash it,
right,
and then you can use it.
right.
But if it's something like a samosa, pakora, or what, you know, something like that, pakora, but if it's a samosa, for instance, uncooked or cooked, and it falls on the floor, just put it aside. And then when the offering is made, you don't want to put it on the offering, when it's finished, put it with the offering person.
So it doesn't get much. Yeah,
You don't throw it out.
but any other questions?
But if it's something like, you know, some kind of thing which falls on the floor, it's got some sort of stickiness on it, and you get the dirt from the then you know, you can't wash it.
Kind of common sense.
You know, or if it's something like a pakora and you drop it on the floor to the batter, wash the batter off, re-dip it. You know, you just want to make sure it's clean. Main thing, one of the main things in Deity worship is pure cleanliness. You have to make sure everything's spotless and clean. And the most important thing is to be spotless and clean your heart. That's the purpose of Deity worship, is to purify the heart.
Good, thank you.
I have a quick question. So when we do the offering, it doesn't go exactly down. And the prasadam is hot, ready to go, but 5 minutes left. Should we let it cool down and take it on time? Or should we take it early and then meet?
On time.
On time?
On time.
So it cools down, it's okay.
On time. Krishna's not ready. You see some other things. He's not hanging around waiting for you to offer food.
It's cooling down, please, like that.
It just takes that.
That would cause too much confusion, because one would drag out this too long, we should wait 5 minutes or 6 minutes instead of this. The offering should be at a specific time. Everyone's clear on that. If it's too long, actually, I think this is a bit hard, we're waiting 3 more minutes. That's when you start losing your punctuality. Whereas if it's offered at 20 to 7, it's offered at 20 to 7. And then, otherwise, it causes confusion.
Great, good questions.
There's just another point on that question. There's a letter from Prabhupada where he mentions if we're always attentive to punctuality and cleanliness, then Krishna will be happy to accept our offerings. So you can also flip that. If we're not attentive to punctuality and cleanliness, will he accept our offerings? Prabhupada emphasized constantly punctuality and cleanliness. And his idea of punctuality was to the minute, not to the second. We seem to be introduced to the second, but Prabhupada wanted to the minute.
I think there's a lot of anxiety to be late. Because of that, things get ready sooner and then they cool down.
Yeah,
That's the confusion.
you'll find when devotees become more expert with cooking, they'll get on. It takes good practice as well. But I mean, Merlin's an experienced cook. I mean, he gets on time. But the thing is, like, you know, if you're late, then don't do so much. Don't try to get the art of being on time. then add as you go on. First one will be functional.
You know, it's been a question concerning, I don't know if this question is online, I'm not keeping an eye on it online, but, for the time of the ladies when they're having their monthly
Yeah.
time, is it after, it's on the fourth day after full shower, she head bath, that's written here,
Yeah.
and then they can go, is it fourth day or third day?
I spoke to Malky about that, and that was the general standard that Prabhupada gave them was on 3 days.
Days, and then
you
on the
wash
fourth
your hair,
day.
your whole body included, and then the fourth day you go back. But, but I think also you have to look at the individual because, being a green husband and knowing what my wife went through, being a head vajari and stuff like that. For some ladies, it's much more intense. For some ladies, it's kind of like practically doesn't even happen.
Right.
So I think, individuals will have to figure out what's going to work for them. Not that after 3 days, surely force them back to the office, because for some people, it's quite a heavy emotional experience.
Yeah.
So I think you have to be sensitive to that also. But even there's a letter to throw a completely different spin on this one. There's a letter where Prabhupada talks about Kasami Vidi and Smarta Vidi. He said, according to Kasami Vidi, it should not be done. But according to Smarta Vidi, it's okay. No, the other way around, Smarta Vidi should be done, Kasami Vidi is okay. But he said, better for ladies not go on. He said, however, the worship must go on. So if there's no one else to do it, I mean, really there's no one else to do it, then, still sorry, that's the standard Prabhupada gave, we're still standard, sorry.
Just to clarify something, I was in other temples that I was offering, when we would make the offering, if standard is, let's say, 8 o'clock, usually we will start offering, like a bell will be ringing at 8 o'clock exactly.
Yeah.
When they came here, they have a little different system, like they, in order to be everybody be on time, they offer like a little bit earlier, but then by 8 o'clock, each jar is done with mantras and gets out of the altar.
Yeah, that's okay. What do we follow this?
So the idea was like, then Krishna has time to eat, let's say 15 minutes sleep. But then sometimes I see that there is also understanding if somebody cannot say all these mantras in a short period of time, they are encouraged to take offering 2-3 minutes earlier. So then I don't see the...
Yeah, it seems like there's too much flexibility in that. I would suggest that as soon as you start saying the mantras, that's the time. Like if your offering is at 8 a.m. for instance, then 8 a.m. is more Vishnu Buddha start, or you offer Padya Nachman before the offering.
Yeah.
Padya Nachman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you offer that before, it takes 3 to 4 minutes, and then at the time of the offering, start with the mantra. And Prabhupada, because like the idea, I think we have to be careful not to manufacture processes or understandings of what's going on. The idea we have to allow time for Krishna, he just looks at it. That's what Prabhupada explains. We see that in San Francisco, they were doing these programs where they had a lot of people coming. There's a series of letters going backwards. And he explains to the devotees, because they were saying they wanted to distribute the prasad while it was still on the altar. And Prabhupada said you can do that because as soon as the mantra is said, the prasad. I mean, obviously we want to deal with Krishna as a person. But as soon as he sees it, as soon as he hears the mantra, it's prasad. Prabhupada touched the plate of the altar, prasad immediately. I wouldn't go chanting the time. Like I said, some people take longer to chant mantras. Some people aren't very good at mantras. Some people are a little start very quick. So I would just make that there's one point that's a fixed time.
So 8 o'clock, like 8 o'clock they start and 8:15 they have to take.
Yeah, and how long it takes to chant the mantras? As long as they don't fall asleep while they chant the mantras. Which is a common thing with pujaris. One time there was a devotee in Melbourne, I won't say his name, but he's still quite prominent in this one, he's a leader in Indonesia. He was putting the deities to bed last night, and This was during Prabhupada's time, so he sat down the altar to chant his Gayatri after he put the deities to bed, and they found him there the next morning with his brown thread still wrapped around his fingers.
That happened in this temple during the Raj Bhoga.
That happens.
Back in the day, the devotees, like we were talking about earlier, you would sit on the altar and after you did all the prayers, you would chant the Gayatri on the altar.
Yeah.
But they're telling me now they don't do that.
Yeah, it does change back then.
Then we used to.
Yeah.
Back then, anything's.
But even just to give you an idea of the changes, when they established the worship of Jonah Fellow Subhadra in San Francisco, the bowl offering system was that all the devotees that they bring the bowl and they put it on the altar, which was way up high. You had to use a ladder to get up there and put the bowl up. They closed the curtain, then everyone would bow down in the temple room and pray for Jonah to accept it. That was the system back then, because they didn't have mantras or anything like that. They just prayed, please accept it. So things, when Prabhupada established deity worship in ISKCON, it was very, very basic. Even you'll see in London, when he established the worship in London, Lila Shakti told me about this, that when they first had the worship in London, they used to dress right worship once a week. They started to have a coffin finish at 10 o'clock. One time Prabhupada came there and he asked, how many outfits do you have now? She said, 7 Prabhupada said, good. Now you can dress the deities every day. You start after Mangalarti and you have to finish by 7 o'clock at darshan. And she was saying, Prabhupada, how will we ever do that? She just couldn't conceive of that being possible, but she did. So Prabhupada started things, he just wanted to get a foot in the door, so to speak. And then he gradually improved the standards. And then when he spent that time in Los Angeles in the early 70s, that's when he kind of set everything in place. This is how it should go. And he said that letter I read last night, people don't change.
Right, and it seems that you encourage us not to lose that mood of Prabhupada and at the same time follow exactly how it's so that I can come to us. Fine tune it.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to do some things according to time, place, and circumstance. It's just reality.
Regarding the wastage of food, especially the fruits, sometimes like when we buy from the stores, there are some portions of the food that are not in good condition. So is it okay to like just cut those portions off and then after the evening adjust?
Everything first class. The Prabhupada would say that time and time and time again, everything first class. And what I plan to speak about this whole work was Prabhupada emphasized 5 things in deity worship. Obviously, we don't turn this to punctuality, he really emphasized strongly. Then he said, first class bowl offerings.
First class?
Bowl offerings. Everything should be first class. First class dresses. All the dresses should be first class. And then first class flowers and scents.
First class what?
Flowers and scents. Fragrances. Yeah. Not these cheap chemical things, not flowers that have no smell, not outfits made of plastic and glued together, which like most of the stuff you get from Vrindavan now is synthetics and it's glued together. And it's like you're putting the outfit on for the first time and the jewels are falling off. Because it's just all glued on with a glue gun.
So for the deity outfit, it should be silk?
Pure fabrics.
Pure fabrics, no
Soft.
polyester.
Yeah, better to avoid synthetics because it's gone. It's like we've got to try to move this consciousness of everything should be the best of him because he's the best, and we want him to know that's our feeling. That you're the best person I know. You're the best person in my life, and I want to give you everything the best. But unfortunately, we've got this thing, although it's costing too much, therefore we don't. And the guys in India, if you say, no, that's too expensive, I want half that price, okay, fine. And they'll just make it a cheap job. They won't give you the same quality. They'll do whatever price you say. And they'll just give you really cheap plastic and fabrics. And, you could, like you can give you these Indian sequins, they look good for 1 year. You get the Japanese sequins that look for 10, 15 years. They cost twice as much, but the outfit will look good for much more. So, They're not paying the money, getting some decent. And then all the Bible should be first class. Better, in Prabhupada said, better than first class. Because it's Krishna, not some, guy, it's sort of saying to us yesterday, thank you for coming, thank you for going. Someone was saying that to us yesterday, thank you for coming, thank you for going. So we're not treating Krishna like that. Thank you for coming. I never heard that expression before. Someone said this.
In terms of ghee and other, obviously cooking for Krishna with ghee and ideally making our own ghee out of just butter because we can't make it from scratch. Milk yet. Are there oils allowed in the deity kitchen? I've heard Prabhupada said mustard oil is okay.
I've never seen anybody who said in the kitchen. He himself would eat in mustard oil, the things cooked in mustard oil, but he didn't want to make up. Very common mistake. But Prabhupada, he would regularly say, here's the inside, oil is the outside. Except one time he was at a life member's place, and they were cooking, Januma said, Prabhupada, everything's cooked in oil. Prabhupada ignored it, she said it again, Prabhupada, the third time she said, Prabhupada, everything's cooked in oil. I said, yes, I always say, oil is the inside, and ghee is for the outside.
Not allowed. So no olive oil, no mustard oil, anything in the.
Prabhupada said oil.
How about for the devotees, like they're cooking for Krishna, but then everyone else gets everything saturated?
In Los Angeles, everything is cooked in ghee.
I know.
Used to be that way, everything.
But there's something to aspire for, whether you can do it, because, I mean, also one of the things you consider is like some temples, like where I live in Govardhan, they're cooking for thousands of people at a time. And just to use that much heat can be like prohibitively expensive. So they use rice bran oil, which is
Rupanuga told me Prabhupada said if you can't have ghee, use peanut oil.
Yeah. I don't think rice bran oil was so common in those days, but if you analyse rice bran oil, it's got a much higher flash point. Which means, because when they hit the flash point, my understanding is that's when they become carcinogenic. So rice bran has got quite a high flash point. But the oils, you should only use them once a day, because they can become carcinogenic.
Yes, we can work on, but especially for the kitchen, deity kitchen, ghee only.
Yeah.
For cooking, but for salads, olive oil, no?
Prabhupada said ghee for the deity kitchen, that's all I know. I never came across anywhere who said oil.
Okay, can you pass one around?
I have one later. It is in your book, Deity Worship, published in 2005, DeityWorshipTraining.
What's the letter?
So this letter in Bengali sent it to Nagpur. And it is sent in 1973. So Prabhupada said ghee, mustard oil, coconut oil, peanut oil, you can use for the deity.
It says that for the deities?
Yeah, this is the Narasimha where deity worship ministry.
That's not my deity worship ministry.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I think I should know what books I published.
This is the
This book was done by the Nam division in Mayapur.
Sorry?
This was done by the Nam division in Mayapur.
Not from Narasimha. It's published by BVT. Published by
Put together by Nam.
And Janivas Prabhu, okay. Who are these? Srishma Jagadath Swami, Srimad Bhanu Swami, Srimad Bhakti Swami, Srimad Janivas Prabhu, Srimad Dash, Srimad Bhakti Dash, and Srimad Kurukshetra Dash. They are the deity worship.
But this is not an authorized publication.
Sorry?
It's not an authorized publication. They just took the book and they translated it. There's things in there that aren't in the book. They've added stuff to it. It's not an authorized publication. I mean, I think I should know that. I don't know, I've never seen it. I've
Okay,
never seen
so
it.
find the letter.
but the letter is from Prabhupada.
It is from Prabhupada. It's later in Bengali in Mayapur.
It's based on-
Publication.
it's from Prabhupada, doesn't matter whether it's this publication or that, right?
Yeah, but the thing is like, you need to see the letters, really that are proper. That's the thing, so that's the first thing that has to be checked out, because, like I said, I've never seen this letter. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, right?
Okay, good, lots of, stick with me, you'll be good, and we'll figure all the rest of it out. Slowly.
So my question might not be might be irrelevant here. It might not be that much relevant here. Just asking if you want to answer this question, you can, but if you don't want to, it's just fine. Because it is mostly about the DT worship system in the temple. My question is how about what kind of standard we should follow at home?
Generally, we see that Prabhupada encouraged the devotees to have a picture of the Panchatantra and not to do deities alone. There's quite a few letters he wrote for the devotees in Los Angeles, at least 3 or 4 letters, if I can remember. And in those letters, he encouraged them to focus their attention on the deities in the temple, and at home to have pictures of Panchatantra. And then he said that if the temple is, unapproachable, it's too far, then you might have a justification for having deities. But generally speaking, he would encourage those just to have pictures.
Okay, and we won't go into home worship here, but it's something we can talk about another time. Other questions? We have about 7 minutes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for this session. So I tried a little bit and not sure whether this question has been answered already, but it's an extension to the Bhava direction. Certain items, the taste comes with a specific oil, specific a spark kind of thing. Because we are talking about Krishna giving the best. So if we prepare that item with ghee, that taste wouldn't come, especially the spark items. Sutta and those kind of items. The particular taste wouldn't come with ghee. We should suggest we continue with the ghee, or because we are already want to offer the best.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, particularly with Bengali, that there's certain preparations like butter chutney and things like that they're done with masala. But I mean, all I've ever seen that Prabhupada has said is ghee for the deities. I just tried searching for this letter, it's not there in the database. So I mean, in order for me to accept that letter, I need to be able to validate that it actually did come from Prabhupada. It's just like whenever someone tells me a story that they heard, I go looking for a second reference to make sure it's a valid story, not just because it's like as you get older, memory becomes more. Things you would convince you heard, and someone else said, no, that's not right. So if I can validate it, I'm happy with it. But maybe if it is a real letter, maybe it's something Prabhupada wrote only for West Bengal. That's what you've got to consider also. It's time, place, and this is the situation. But I just searched for it. There's no such letter in the database. So I mean, most of the letters are there, and even some translated letters. So I just don't know what's real there.
All Bengali letters are there in the database. All Bengali letters are there in the
Some are, I wouldn't say all, but there are some translated letters.
Well, you can also research it and then we can follow up. I've heard Brahmani wearing, always needing to wear a crown, or is it tika? We have a Radha who already has it.
Yeah.
And a tika carved into her, is the tika sufficient?
I know that knowledge is quite strong about that. And I can take her word, with a degree of authority, because she did get quite a lot of instruction from deity worship. And she was actively engaged in deity worship in Prabhupada's time. Many of the deities in Islam, she arranged and stuff. So, yeah, she's quite adamant about that. Because Prabhupada, again, he encouraged this Aishwarya movement. One time Prabhupada told me, just like me, put a garland rather around his head, and Prabhupada said, no garlands around the neck of the head. So, but, you know, I mean, for me, I kind of pick my battles. I mean, I'm not going to go to war over that. I know what Prabhupada said about crowds and things like that. But I think there's much bigger things that I need to look at than that. Like, you know, mood of worship is
What do you call those?
Tika.
So the tika is the
That's the Chandrika.
The Chandrika, rather than the
Tika is like
Chandrika.
that.
Is it either crown or Chandrika? But you're saying Malti said it should be crown.
Yeah, generally it's a crown.
But I'm talking about this, what do you call those flower things?
The flower?
Yeah, there's a name for them, those. Yes, sometimes they're, when they're big, they look like gardens, but when they're kind of small, petite.
But whatever way it is, it should look nice. Prabhupada said when we read that,
Yes.
don't make it look funny.
Don't make it look funny.
But those gajras, they look really nice. They're nicely done, like small flowers.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Maybe when the Romanian have flowers, it's beautiful.
I don't know. I mean, it's like one of the challenges I find is devotees generally didn't ask Prabhupada why. They just said yes, Prabhupada, which I understand why they did that, but it would have been nice. I think the only person who ever was asking Prabhupada a lot of questions about Deity was Balaswami in 1972, in April 1972 in Tokyo. He asked Prabhupada a lot of questions, a lot of information in the conversation.
Okay, it's 8:27. Honored
One
everybody
is no,
coming here
one.
on time. And we do hope we can, we've opened up a channel so that we can follow up both with Murray on our and you in terms of these questions that come up.
Yeah,
Email,
IDWMedicine.org.
okay, and we can get
Yeah.
ID.
IDWM, Iskon Deity Worship Medicine.
Okay, that's your one, and you respond, and then Murray on our.
I won't respond, someone else will respond.
Okay. And Prabhuji, we can also email directly you to Monday if we have any
Yes,
questions.
that free service goes through there if you're interested.
Yes, I don't find you, I have that. Okay,
Well, actually, we have one devotee here in the US.
Rasa.
No, Russ is our representative. We have a devotee in Chicago who's going to help me write an onboarding course, which will be online. So just for anyone who comes. But, yeah, we'll include that. There's online training and any on-site training.
We can also work on it. Yes, last question.
Okay, last question is just the questions asked by Srimani Mata next, following the items and the letters, the getting validations from you. So Prabhupada is saying over here that anything as I already mentioned, if it is washable, can be washable, you can use, you can wash and use. If it's not washable, obviously that's throw. But if there is any items washable, but it's all on your feet, should not use that.
What date is that?
Sorry?
What date is that now?
It is in 1973.
Yeah, what date? Specific date.
In December.
What date?
No date. In December 1973.
But there's,
That's what I am getting.
there's 30 days in December.
Sorry?
There's 30 days in December.
Who is the better from, or two?
Is it coming to
English or it's English
So
or
it's like anything fall on the feet, so you can, that's the best.
Okay. So, no more questions. Everybody's happy?
Begin to.
Yes, more questions. Very next question.
How the jewelry for the deity? Should we use the real jewelry or the fake one?
not really. Prabhupada said that.
Not really. Is an introduce. We already have the missing page.
Can you see the names I can't?
First of all, we really want to honor and thank these wonderful devotees for coming here and really helping us. Larry, who is going to and Raghunath was going to follow up, was looking for perhaps more extended training next year, or at least some ongoing, annual